What you guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at how to bring back cool gadgets for Windows 10. So if you want your desktop looking something like this, then I'm going to show you how to do it in a couple of simple steps. Now, cool gadgets have been something that people enjoy to have on their desktop because it gives them information about the weather and about the space on their drive, temperatures and all those sorts of good things. So how can we get those onto our Windows 10 operating system? There's quite a few ways, but this one's called Windows 10 Widgets. It's widgets for Windows 10, uses Rainmeter, but you can just download it from the website and basically get it installed. And you can have something looking like I'm got on my desktop here. Unfortunately, the weather app on this one doesn't work, but that's okay. I've got a workaround for that and I'll show you how to do it all in this video. So I'm going to get this downloaded and then we can install it onto the system. Now this is an older version of Rainmeter. You may need to update it and I'll show you how to do that once you get this installed. So just go through the installation process here and I'm just going to quickly install here. And that should then be done. Run Rainmeter like so. And it should look something like this. Now, some of this stuff we can close off. So let's just close off this middle box here. We don't need this. And down here, you can see here, this is for the weather. Got an error message, so I'm going to close that off as well. And these are your boxes which we can use. Now, you can tweak these to your liking. You can change the transparency on them. So, for instance, if you want them just a little bit lighter, you can do. This is where all of your settings are. So inside here we can see transparency. I'm just going to quickly change this to fade in and then I want to change it to 20% transparency there. So go back into transparency and then go 20%. And what this will do is it will sort of make it a sort of grayed out look, and then when you hover over it, it'll lighten up. And that just sort of takes the edge off it a little bit on the desktop, I think, and makes it just look a bit more nicer. And blends in well. You need to do this for every single widget here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for all the other widgets. And basically go here and do fade in and then transparency 20%. And you can see now it just takes that dark black edge off. And you can sort of see through it a little bit. Now you can add more transparency if you wish. If you don't want to do this bit, you don't have to. But I prefer to do it myself. But it's up to you. Now, if you've not got a laptop, you can remove the battery because we don't have that. And there's a bunch of other bits here. Now, obviously, if you've got Wi-Fi as well, you can leave that on. I'm going to turn that bit off. But just let me edit the data here. This is in case you want to edit any of the data inside here in Notepad. You can open this up and make changes to your liking, to whatever you like here. Obviously, you'd need to know what you're doing. If you don't, then leave this part well alone. But this is quite useful. If you're used to Rainmeter, you'll understand how it all works. Now, we will need to change this here. It says free out of so many percent. I want to make that used out of rather than free. And click save. And there we go. Just refresh this by right-clicking and refreshing. And we've just changed the text on there. You can change it to whatever you like. Okay, so that's all done. We can organize these a little bit more later on. Now, of course, you can change these skins as well and download your own skins if you wish. These ones look very nice for what I want for this particular type of desktop theme that I've got going on here. Now, you can get ones with network meters and all sorts of other stuff like temperatures and other things like that. If you want to see some of those, let me know in the comments section below. I've just removed the Wi-Fi one because I'm not using Wi-Fi. And again, there is some other ones out there which you can use, which I'll link in the video description for you. But I'm just going to unload this. But there's also a settings area here for managing your Rainmeter. You can see here, this is all of the widgets that you've got here. Weather doesn't work on this one, but that's okay. Spotify, you can see there, performance, network, memory. I can add those in if I wish. Also, some other bits and pieces on here which you can mess with as well. So pretty nice to have those features on there. Now, if you do want to enable some of these, you just highlight them and then click on load where it says on load up there, and you just load them up, and basically it will load them up onto your desktop. And that is how you load them. So let's go ahead and get a a weather widget here. Now, when I click on this, you'll see it gives me an error message. That's because it wants to use the very latest Rainmeter here to have that skin working. So I will need to go to the website and download that. You just need to go to Rainmeter and basically download that. It wants you to use the 4.4 version, which is beta. So I've downloaded and installed that over the top, and my skin is still working. So what I'm going to do here is I am just basically going to add this, and now it's added to my desktop here. Now, of course, we're going to need to tweak this a little bit because it's blue and it's also got the wrong location for us. So when you right click on here, you can see here there is some information which we can change inside here: settings, transparency. So let's go ahead and start with the transparency part first, and I'll load this in. So it's the same as the other ones. Now it's still blue, and I want to change that. Now there is a setting inside here as well, which you can change settings if you wish. There's loads of other bits and pieces you can do inside here, which I do like as well. So you can also go here and game mode, you can see here. So if you're playing games, you can turn it to game mode so it's not using any sort of resources. But click on this little arrow here and you should now see latitude and longitude. And basically what you're going to need to do is make changes in here for your location where you are. You can see language is set to English US, and we've got the color blue and glass and classic and deluxe and so on. So I'm going to change this to glass because I want it to be sort of transparent a little bit. So click on this and it should change it. There we go. And that's now changed. So now we've got some other bits we need to do inside here, like the longitude and latitude. To do that, you just click on the actual little dropper here. You can see it there up the top. Just click on this and it will open it up in a web page. Now that's opened it up on my other monitor. So let me go ahead and get this dragged across to this main screen, which I'm recording. So here we are. We just need to put in a location, and we're going to put London in here. For myself, you would put whatever you've got for your location. Click on the location here and it will then give you the longitude and latitude for there. And you just need to paste those in and push enter on your keyboard. Make sure you do it on the longitude part and push enter, and it should change all of those settings for you. So let me just make sure they're in there. And we'll go over to longitude, make sure they're the same, and push enter. And it should literally change it to London like so. There we go. So now we need to change the language. And to do that, we can click on the little dropper down below here. And basically click on this and it will then give us the options for language. So we need to obviously put ours to English GB, which is Great Britain, and it will be Celsius because we're not using Fahrenheit over here. And we've now changed this and we can now see it's all set to what we need for our country. And you would change that for your country depending on where you are in the world. And you can see that looks pretty nice now. And you can mess around with the transparency and stuff. So all you need to do here now is set these up how you like them. You can either leave gaps in them or push them all close together, depending on how you want it. You can change the size of these as well, make them a bit smaller if you wish. It's entirely up to you how you arrange yours. There's different clocks out there that you can use and loads of other different widgets that you can, use for your particular types of design. So be creative for your sort of desktop, really. But this will do for what I need here. And there we go. That looks pretty nice, as you can see right here. So a pretty nice looking finish to a desktop. I think that looks pretty cool. And that's how you can basically bring back cool widgets or cool gadgets to Windows 10 using Rainmeter. Now, if you want to know where that Rainmeter is, because it's very difficult to get these to work properly, this guy has a working version over on DeviantArt. You need to basically set up an account there and you can download them and use them for free. I'll leave the links for this in the video description. You will need to use the beta version of Rainmeter to get these working, but he has an array of different ones on here for different types of desktops. You've also got ones here for system monitors that look pretty cool as well if you wish to change yours up and look for something a bit more different. And the cool thing about Rainmeter is it's completely customizable to get a desktop that you want for your own liking, because everyone has different tastes and different needs, and you can use whatever you like on your desktop. Some people might not want the weather app, and some people might want temperatures and other stuff like that. Anyway, with that said, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Big shout out to my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.